Today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite cuts of meat, a rack of lamb. I'm just going to cook it just like this. I'm not going to trim a bit because I'm going to have 30 minutes in the oven for this to finish cooking. So I've got a nice hot pan. I might just take a little bit of fat off of this one and render it in my pan so that I can have some fat to work with. That's a little trick, even when you're cooking steak. Just take a little bit of the steak fat, put it in the pan, render it out, instead of adding any other fat, okay? And now I'm going to just salt and pepper this. And you know, when I was working at the Hotel DuPont in Wilmington, Delaware, many, many moons ago, we just did the classic kind of French-style rack of lamb where you take it and you put mustard on the outside of it, and then you pop it in the oven. So that's what I'm going to do here. Sometimes I like to use rack of lamb as an appetizer, so I want what we call lollipop chops. And so each one of these bones would be one of the chops. So I go right through the rack like this, okay? So now you can see my chop. I have to cook this really fast or it's going to get overcooked. So I'm going to take off most of this fat because it won't cook in the same amount of time that the actual meat will cook before it's too rare. So on these lollipop chops, I just take a little meat hammer and I try to make the meat on the bone here. Think about this as baby back ribs, right? That's essentially the same part. So now I've got a little sear on my rack of lamb. And I'm just going to take some mustard. So that's as simple as that. You pop this in the oven and you've got yourself a lovely rack of lamb. All right, let's get our asparagus off. And I've got some spiced rice. This is like a rice pilaf, you know. I'm going to check my temperature for 115 in the center. Perfect. Those are going to come off. My little lollipop chops. And then to finish, I'm just going to go super simple with some fresh mint. Don't cut this till the very last second. Just fresh mint. That'll be good on everything. And then I'm going to finish with a little bit of olive oil that's been macerated with fresh lemon. That, my friends, is a delicious Easter time rack of lamb.